Well, hello there, motherfuckers, and I'm here with your Raw review. For the most part, this show was pretty enjoyable. You had a couple of returns on here, some decent matches, some decent promos, so it was a decent show. I don't even remember the last time we had one of these. Excuse me. I don't remember the last time I saw a show that didn't make me want to vomit. I don't remember the last time I saw a show that didn't want to make me scream and yell. I don't remember the last time I saw a show that didn't completely, absolutely suck in every way, shape, and form. So we started off with Dean Ambrose, and kind of like the way how he came to the arena in the cab. Kind of like the everyday man. Even though we already have a lot of everyday mans here on the show with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and a whole laundry list of other guys. So he comes out of the cab, he forgets to take the belt out, then he takes the belt out. So for anybody tuning into Raw who, obviously you already know he's the champion, but it was a little stylish little segment they did before the show started. The in-ring promo with Ambrose. See, here's the thing where they missed the mark once again. Ambrose just came off as a regular guy. The crowd is chanting, "You deserve it." Now, the problem here, what I have with Ambrose, is the fact that he's just like every other guy. He's acting like every other guy on the roster if they won the title. This is the lunatic fringe. This is the asylum guy. He said that the champion is locked in an asylum. Well, he doesn't look that crazy to me. Once again, I have to say this. This should be like, why is JBL? Why don't they want him to be champion? Later on, we're going to hear in the night on commentary, JBL says because he doesn't look like everyday champion. Did Seth Rollins look like an everyday champion? Did the past couple of champions look like the template for a past champion? Come on, this is ridiculous already. They're selling these lines and it doesn't make any sense. Didn't JBL not want Dean Ambrose because he's the lunatic, and now he's even acting less like a lunatic? Like I said, if you're gonna call him a certain nickname, if he's gonna have a character, he's gotta act like that character. He can't just claim that he is one and then act a totally different way. This is like in Goodfellas. If Robert De Niro's supposed to play a gangster, and then he plays a fucking shoe salesman. I don't know. It's like it wouldn't make any sense. Can't just throw people out there and act like a totally different person when you're being sold on the idea that he is something else. They could have done some things like last night, even cashing in. Instead of coming out of the crowd, he could have been hiding underneath the ring. Then that could have left JBL to say, what has he been under a ring all night? Like that would be a true crazy man. You remember, Mankind used to do that. He would hide under the ring, and he would come out, and people would ask, like, what has he been there the whole night? And that would have really came across as a crazy man, and he's not crazy. But anyway, so this promo was decent with Seth and Reigns. We didn't get anything mind-blowing, but we didn't get anything terrible yet. And I'm here to finally announce that Roman Reigns has kind of found his niche when it comes to promos. Don't try to sound overly cool. Don't try to, give Reigns all these. Well, it's not really Reigns trying to be cool, but I did like his little ad lib where he said to all the guys chanting, Roman sucks. He can't wrestle. He says, take a sip of your beer and shut your mouths. and everybody booed, and I kind of like that. Reigns turned around and he was pretty cool about it, telling people to shut their fucking mouths already. You know, we're sick of hearing you say that Reigns can't wrestle, even though he's keeping up with Rollins. He's selling for Rollins last night. What didn't have the type of selling I enjoyed. With getting power bombed in the corner and then the big punch. But then again, Rollins didn't sell some of Reigns' moves as well. But he and Rollins worked well together last night. And people are going to say that Rollins carried Reigns. And, that's the reason why people just are fucking clueless. They'll still keep to the same mindset. Reigns could wrestle the greatest match of all time. It can be proven a fact. And people will still deny it. They're just going to, those people have already decided. Every single promo that Reigns cuts I'm gonna say is bad. Every match he wrestles, I'm gonna say is bad. They don't care how good the match was with him and AJ. 2 months in a row, two good matches, and we're told that it was a bad match. AJ had to carry him through the whole thing. They're just being unrealistic. The YWC is just being a bunch of unrealistic morons, just like they always are. Nothing has changed here in the YWC. It's the same thing. They'll say like Cena is horrible, no matter how good the match is, no matter how good the promo is. They've just got it set up in their brains that this is how they're going to go through their lives watching wrestling. They're not going to keep an open mind about anything, but they're just going to say that Reigns sucks, Cena sucks. Kevin Owens is the best worker on the roster. People have got this in their heads, and they're going to keep sticking to their guns. So Reigns says that he wants a title shot. Rollins says he deserves the title shot. Shane comes out. He makes a triple threat match. Or rather, not a triple threat match, but he says that they're going to have to fight it out. Later on, there is a triple threat match. But they're going to have to fight it out later on. It's going to be Reigns and Rollins one-on-one to decide the number one contender. Later on, he makes a triple threat match. Sami Zayn defeated Kevin Owens. They haven't had this match as much as I thought they were going to. At first I thought they were going to repeat this match as many times as they did Ziggler and Owens. This match, once again, I don't get it. Owens comes out, he starts selling a little bit, walking slowly, and then he's throwing super kicks and doing his normal moveset. I'm like, this guy at least fucking sell the injuries. And Sami Zayn, the same thing. These guys are getting moves. They're getting driven into their back. They're being bent like a fucking pretzel last night. And these guys are not even selling the injuries during the match. I'm like, why the fuck even have the match last night if you're not even going to make it like it took a big toll on their bodies? You're telling me they pulled off all those big moves and they're not going to be the least bit hurt. At least Owens comes out, acting hurt at first, but then it's back to business as usual. I mean, come the fuck on. It's not like a goddamn video game where your health is refilled the fucking next level. It should be like you should see if these guys went through hell, and it's the very next night. It's like 22 hours later. They shouldn't be fresh as a motherfucking daisy. They continue to brawl backstage, which I actually enjoyed. Sami Zayn ran across a couple of chests in the back, and flew on to Owens. They had a pull apart brawl. I like that because that shows that they'll keep on fighting each other. They hated each other, and we need more of those types of pull apart brawls. That was actually really good. It's better than the match actually. John Laurinaitis returned, and I kind of see what they're doing here. I had my suspicions last week. Teddy Long, Kane, John Laurinaitis. They're bringing back past GMs, and they're probably going to do this next week on Raw too. Past GMs, past authority figures. Shane says, "What is John Laurinaitis doing?" Again with this, like, how did John Laurinaitis get in here? The same way Teddy Long got in there. What are all these people that are just like, I don't know, they're infiltrating the fucking arena somehow. I like John Laurinaitis. I kind of wish that he still would have been involved. John Laurinaitis was superior to Stephanie and Triple H in the Authority. I'm going to say that right then and now. I mean, he was more entertaining. Shane comes out and says that he's going to be running both shows, which I pray to fucking God they don't do that. I hope they get new, fresh people. Shane and Stephanie, big fucking mistake. Big mistake. They got to have McMahon come out there and say that it ain't going to be either of them. Shane is actually really boring. And Stephanie should be kept off fucking TV if that's the way how they're going to write her character. The way how they've been going with it. But Shane fucking McMahon, I mean, this guy is boring me to fucking tears every single time he comes out. Watch the old Attitude Era. This guy is now talking more laid back. Shane McMahon used to be full of fucking energy. He still does the same fucking dance, but a lot is missing from Shane's personality now. They changed, like, his whole entire persona. And I'm not liking it one little bit. Enzo and Cass defeated the Vaudevillians. Good promo before the match. They made fun of John Laurinaitis. It was a funny promo, but the thing was, there was no follow-up to it. They're making fun of John Laurinaitis, saying all these things about him. But Laurinaitis is not there to retaliate. He's not the GM, so I don't really get the fucking point of that. Anyway, Enzo and Cass defeated the Vaudevillains, and that's about it. The Vaudevillains, like, they completely killed them. This could have been a decent tag team to have. They could have had fun with the gimmick, coming up with some ideas. But, instead, they've just fucking buried them. Since they came in, they haven't really done anything with them to make them get ahead. Why can't they have the tag titles? Why are the New Day still the tag champs? Take a fucking chance, WWE, and put the belts on somebody else. They've had them long enough already. You're going to have them have the belt for a full year, and I pretty much think that is what they're going to go for. They're definitely going to try to go for some record-breaking shit. They're going to have them go past Paul London and Brian Kendrick. And I still can't even believe that that's who holds the record. It's Paul London and Brian Kendrick. I had, like, totally forgot about that fact, and they held the SmackDown tag titles for that long. The Vaudevillains, they've completely killed them. There's really nowhere they could go now because they've had them beaten every single goddamn fucking night. No follow-up here, just, match and just ended it. So, it's two things here that I'm already having a problem with. They're attacking Laurinaitis on the mic. Laurinaitis is gone. He's out of there. He doesn't even have a chance to say anything. He's not even going to be part of the show. So what the fuck is the point? It was a 2-minute appearance. AJ came out to cut a promo. He tells the Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson come out, apologize to him, and they start saying that they're sorry and everything. This promo was like, the announcers could have explained it better, but I kind of understood what they were doing here. And then he tells Cena to come out. AJ was telling them to apologize in a sarcastic fashion. So Cena was coming out because he wanted to make, like, the Bullet Club didn't like wasn't the reason why he won, and he didn't want that to be like the reason why he won. It was just because of the Bullet Club. He has them apologize to Cena. This was like a little bit too much, like trying to figure out like why he's trying to get them to apologize. Like if you got half a brain, you can figure this out. But I felt like they should have explained this a little bit better because there was just a little bit too much going on here, if you understand what I'm saying. Having AJ say all this and like the apology, they didn't really make it quite clear. You kind of had to figure out why he was doing it. He says quickly, because I don't want it to be like your excuse of that's the reason why I beat you. I'm just saying like they could have filled us in a little bit more and sooner about why he was doing this. And also it would have benefited if like JR was there. He would have been saying like, oh, give me a break. He's not sorry and everything. But Michael Cole and JBL, they stay quiet. I said, this is a big fucking problem during the show. This announce team is fucking clueless. I mean, all this shit is going on and they have like the lamest comebacks and everything. It's like they're bored watching the show. So why are they fucking there? Get somebody who's going to at least pretend to be entertained, because if they're bored with the show, I'm going to be bored with it. So they went back and forth. And it was a decent promo. I think AJ is really coming off as a good heel. Cena came down to the ring, and then Gallows and Anderson attacked them. So yeah, like I said, the promo was pretty wordy. They could have like explained themselves better, explained exactly why AJ was making them apologize. It's just like I said, stop trying to make this into fucking rocket science. I like the promo, I like the exchange, but it could have just benefited from a little bit of like rewriting, just a little bit of a revision, I felt. Just to clear things up, Corbin defeated Zack Ryder. I like seeing Corbin finally on the show after being absent for a while. The last time we saw him on Raw, he was getting kicked in the balls by Ziggler in like a wrestling match. So it was good to see him again in the fucking, the end of days. And I agree with JBL. If they groom this guy right, he could be like a world champion. He's definitely got the look. That's a great finisher to have. That in the deep six, they're big fucking impactful moves. And he's got, like I said, he's got the look. He's got the mannerisms. He comes out, and it's the perfect, I think, theme music for him as well. I like, just this guy's got a lot of style, and they should be doing a lot more with him. And I kind of wish that they started a little bit of a program here for him, but, we just got to squash to, remind us that he's there, which is good. He should be on the show. If everybody else gets to be on the show, we should at least get to see Corbin, who's a promising talent. Charlotte defeated Paige in a women's championship match. This was good to see. I was really happy to see Paige wrestling for the title again after being forgotten about for so long, and I don't know exactly why that happened. They went from last year Paige being the face of the women's division. Then they started doing the Divas Revolution, and then they completely forgot about Paige. So it's good to see that they're taking a focus on Paige again, and that they actually followed up from last week. I mean, if Paige was going to beat Charlotte, I thought that was just going to be it. And I think I even said it in my Raw review last week. I said, watch them not follow up on that segment, on that match. And Paige is here facing her for the title. So, bravo, guys. You actually remembered to fucking follow up on the match. And something that happened. You don't always do that. Dana Brooke kind of interfered a little bit. Like, she kind of fucked up a little spot with putting the foot on the rope. But anyway, Charlotte ended up, taking advantage of a distraction. She beat Paige with the natural selection. Then motherfucking Sasha Banks returned. Seeing Sasha side by side with Paige was a great moment. Two talents that they should have done more with by now. Um, the crowd was actually going pretty wild for Sasha. Paige and Sasha, if they're going to have these tag team matches, this is way better than Natalya and Becky. I didn't write it down, but Natalya was on the show, and Becky Lynch cut a promo backstage. Natalya had attacked Becky as well. So I'm also looking forward, to seeing how Natalya handles her heel role. She's not exactly the best actress, but we'll see what goes on there. You got Bray Wyatt returning. The Wyatts returned. They had a vignette to say that they were going to be on the show tonight prior to this. And I'm thinking to myself, then if they're going to have vignettes, what's the point of having one 5 minutes before the segment happens? Just they should have been showing these vignettes the weeks leading up to the show. Why are they doing it 5 minutes before? Like, I think they missed the whole fucking point of what a vignette is supposed to be used for. Anyway, Bray comes back. He's getting cheered. He was a face before he left. So that is good to see that type of continuity. Then the New Day came out. And they started doing their shtick. Xavier looks scared. Once again, they don't really complete the thought. It was like Cena and AJ. Like, the announcers don't really explain what's going on. They see that, like, Xavier is like, I guess he was supposed to be acting like he was scared. But once again, they didn't really drive the point home. Bray said that they're going to pay for interrupting him, that New Day will fall. It was like a weird reaction, like they, New Day are the faces, but so are the Wyatts, but since they're opposing New Day, does that make them heels again? Once again, I don't really understand what they're going for here. I enjoyed like how the Bray made that threat that they're back and everything, and it will be interesting to see them take on New Day because they're kind of like polar opposites. But yeah, they could have explained why they like Xavier would stop dead if he's scared. Then say he's scared. I mean, like the thing is, like I said once again, this is why we have announcers. They're there to explain things, and they don't explain fucking shit. Rusev and Titus ONeil come out to have the match. Titus ONeil just beats up on Rusev. They don't even ring the bell. Titus looks strong. The only problem I have here is Rusev runs away out of the crowd again. And okay, here's the problem I have with this. Once again, Titus ONeil, they made him look strong. He lost last night, and now he's coming back 50-50 booking. And now Rusev is running away. He's barely been the U.S. champion, just won the belt, and he's already fucking running away. Aren't they supposed to be reestablishing him as the Brute, is like this unstoppable guy, and he's running away through the fucking crowd? And they made Titus look pretty fucking weak last night, so it's like, why did they even bother now making him look strong again? They couldn't figure out how to do that last night. If they wanted to continue the program, have them brawl on the outside, they should have done this at the pay-per-view last night and have both guys get counted out so they continue it. Instead, they're going with this fucking 50-50 bullshit again. I'm getting fucking sick and tired of it because it really doesn't make any sense. Titus ONeil is still in the running for the U.S. title, even though he lost. I don't get it. You had The Miz doing a little segment on Facebook for the Marine 5. I missed The Miz, actually. I missed The Miz with this character. He was actually pretty entertaining here, being obnoxious like he normally is. So his presence is missed by me, at least. You had your main event, and finally it was a main event that was a real main event. It was Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. They both get counted out after a pretty decent match. It was a pretty good match. I still can't believe that Rollins is doing all those fucking moves and he just got back. I mean, the thing is, it's like, you see what happened with Daniel Bryan. Does Seth Rollins really want to fucking take that chance? I guess he does. After the match, you had Dean Ambrose giving the dirty deeds to both Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins. And finally, they made the champions, finally made the babyface look strong, getting to stand tall 2 nights in a row. And then Shane McMahon came out and made the triple threat match. Here's the thing. It's like, I was actually pretty fucking thrilled to see Dean Ambrose winning. Looking like a winner at the end. How many times have they had it when Seth Rollins was champion? He got his ass kicked, and they would close the show with, Seth Rollins looking like a loser, and they would keep on fucking doing this. Thank God they're having Ambrose look like a winner, and this is very, very important, especially for him, because leading up to this match, the guy was talking to a fucking potted plant. They've got to do everything in their power to make sure that Ambrose comes across as a champion that, fuck it. They're going to fuck up eventually. I know that they are. But they've got to make this guy look like a serious threat. Even though he doesn't look like one, he doesn't really look like much of a star. He doesn't have the physique. He does talk very well. I liked him on commentary, or he's decent on commentary, I could at least say. So they got to do whatever they can to make this guy come across as, as like a champion. Same thing that JBL said. This is not a normal champion. He doesn't look like a normal champion. Exactly. They're not going to even come across with the the crazy guy routine, which they haven't even like a quarter of the way tapped into. Then they got to do everything they can to at least make Ambrose look like he's strong. The minute they fuck up and they make this guy look like a joke, then the whole thing is lost pretty much. So there you go, motherfuckers. There's going to be a triple threat match at Battleground with the Shield. I've got a feeling they're going to do another rematch at SummerSlam. Somehow I think something's going to go wrong with that match, because that's like a match that they would save for SummerSlam. So I don't know why they're even booking it at Battleground. Bill, a little bit perplexed by that. All right, motherfuckers, not a bad show. There still was a ton of fucking problems, things I had issues with, but for the most part, it was better than the past couple of weeks. We could at least say that, motherfuckers. All right.